staff that can only view the content, and as the administrator, you'll be able to edit and change things. You can also share this stuff, and staff members can also copy these pages and move them into their own notebook as well. And then you have private notebooks. So as the administrator, you would have a private notebook for each teacher. So if you have something that is specific to that teacher that you don't want other teachers to see, you'll be able to just make that is automatically blocked to other teachers, and that's only for yourself and for that specific teacher to have access to. So say you have a behavioral report or something that you want to have only one teacher viewing. That would be positive, or it's nice to have that option there. So we're going to go next. This is where you can add a co-owner. So if you have a VP, maybe you want your IT person as a co-owner just to help them out. If you do have that, they have access to everything. So they'll be able to see the other the teacher notebooks. So if you want to make sure that you want to make sure that only you have access, don't add anybody as a co-owner. If you want someone else to have access, they can be a co-owner. You can also add these later, so you don't have to do this right now. I'll show you how to add them later. This is where you would add your staff names. Nothing comes up for me when I type it in. I'm not on tenant with the teachers. But if you typed in last names first, you should be able to see that one or two of your teachers come up. If you're following along and you're creating this with me, add a teacher for today. Add just one teacher for today, just so you can see it. It's just kind of helpful because I'm going to be speaking abstractly that there'll be teachers there today, and just because I don't have access to adding teachers, so I can show you the students, but I can't add you teachers. So add a teacher if you can. These are your sections. Last time we talked about sections, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows what sections are. If you don't, please let us know. Type it in the chat window. But these are your sections, and in each section you can have different pages. So you can have these things here. You can also add more or add less. So one thing you might be missing is staff meeting notes. You might want to just add staff meeting notes. Again, you can add those later. You can take them away, and I'm going to take away evaluation. Actually, no, I'm going to take away lesson plan feedback. And hit next. There's your preview. You can hit create. It'll take a minute, and then once you create it, you'll be able to. It will say open in online browser or open in OneNote. I was talking to Stacy this morning, and I personally think it's better to do work in the OneNote desktop version. My personal preference is the 2016 version, this one right here that you can see. But what happens if you say open it in OneNote, it'll take you to the Windows 10 version. So you might get a version that looks like this. As you can see at the top here, it's a little bit different from the from the 2016 version. Personally, I like the 2016 version. My colleague, I was talking to him this morning as well, and he only uses the Windows 10 version. So it's similar. You can see it's a similar sort of layout. This layout that I have in front of me is the Windows 10, which is very similar to the browser-based version. So the layout is very similar, where the the 2016 version is a little bit different, as you can see here. So I guess it depends on what you like, what you prefer. If you want to import them separately, you have to make sure that it's saved in your OneDrive. So today, when I opened it, I created this one this morning, and I opened it in the Windows 10 version. But it took me a little bit to figure out how to import it into my OneNote 2016. Sorry, I'm confusing myself with the different terms here. So all I did was I went to File. I made sure that it was saved in my OneNote or OneDrive, and I just did Open. And then I went to, you can see on the bottom here, I've got a few different emails hooked up to this account. So I went to my OneDrive under this one right here. It was actually in a SharePoint. And then I found it under my SharePoint here, and I clicked it, and it opened up into my OneDrive. Everyone see that? It just makes sure that's if you want to transfer over to your 2016. If not, you can work with it just as again. It's just there's the layout's a little bit different. You have to do some more. I've already got all my add-ons here. You can see I've got my class notebook, my learning tools, like a view and review and history here, where you don't have the history. You have to just add some more add-ons. So I'm going to work in 2016 today, but whatever works for you, feel free. It's very similar functions. It's not the exact same functions. I'm just the layout's a little bit different. So that's how you would create your staff notebook. I need to make this a little bit bigger so everyone can see. So what you would have here is just a tutorial on the right-hand side. You can see that I've got tutorial stuff here. Feel free to go through that at your own time, but it's there. You can also just delete it eventually if you like. It's under the Welcome tab. I can come up here, I right-click, and it's a permanent delete. So now there aren't sections there. So here is my collaboration space. This is, again, where you have all your teachers. You're able to work together. Because it's set it up already, it's giving you a template. Again, this is something that you can look through and just have a quick look, but this is what it's, you see they've got staff meeting notes, shared resources, and on the right you can add more pages, as we went through last time. But this is where, again, you can work together with your colleagues and share things. So maybe someone's absent, they can always go to staff, or the collaboration space and see what's happened in the staff meeting notes. You can come back here as well. This is your content library, and they've already set up a few things for you: the dates and deadlines, policy procedures, and using the content library here. Again, you can add more sections if you'd like, but you don't have to if you think that these three are the only ones you need. That's simple.
And remember that content library, I think that's why we got into such a great discussion last time. At the end of the meeting, Coulter was with Nikki and with Kathleen and I know Sarah, because it does address that issue of resources being accidentally edited or deleted. So that content library is that sort of safe space where you know for a fact that when you upload that, whatever you've created into the content library, you're the only one with editing rights.
Correct. One thing that you might consider doing is having a content library of something. So say you want your staff meeting notes and you want them in your content library as well. You can have it in both sections, and you can just update the staff meeting notes every time. So just in case somebody accidentally goes into the staff meeting notes and deletes it, if it's in your collaboration space, you can always have it in both the collaboration space and in your content library.
So Coulter, can you show us how you would do that? And if you did that, if you
into bringing us into copying and sharing our notes. So this is one that I created. This is just a regular notebook that I created for us for last time, and this is sort of the one that I went through and used. I'm going to use this as the example. So, for example, if I wanted to have my let's do this one. Schedules and no, which one do I want? Staff meetings. I like the staff meetings. So you can see here, all I need to do is if I want to share it or move it or copy, I just right-click the section, and then I can go move or copy. This goes for the section or for individual pages. If I want to move or copy the page, I can do the same thing. So what I'll do is I'm going to move or copy. I'm going to copy it so it's not deleted from my my actual template or my OneNote, and I'm going to move it into our collaboration staff notebook, and I'm going to move it into our content library, and I'm going to copy it. So now if I went over to the new one that I made, and I go into content library, you can see here staff meeting notes right there.
And Coulter, are changes made, like if you made modifications to the staff meeting in the shared space, do they automatically update in the library as well?
That's a good question. No, they're not automatically updated. This is now just a read-only document, technically. It'll be updated. I mean, so are you saying, so if I go back here, and I go back and I make edits to this particular thing. So say I write 5, and I'm just going to test me. If I go over here now, and I go back to my staff meeting notes, you'll see that, I forget where it was, November. You'll see that it's not, number 5 is not say testing. So it doesn't automatically update from my, let's call this our filing cabinet one, or our what word am I looking for? Like our main template.
Okay.
It doesn't update that from this one.
Okay.
Okay. But if you did do it in your collaboration space, so I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to send this one over to our collaboration space. I'm going to send a table of contents to our collaboration space. I'm going to right-click the section, move or copy, head down to my other notebook, and hit collaboration space. And I'm going to copy it there. And open it up. You can see the table of contents is now in here. And now when I start making changes, it'll make changes here for everyone to see, but it won't make changes back here. Okay? Is everyone okay with that? So again, you can do this with separate pages as well. So if I just want to import meetings from January 2nd, I'm just going to send move or copy, and I'm going to send it all the way over here to the content library. And then you have to pick the section or where you want to put it into. So I'm going to put it into my new section, and I'm going to move it. And now I go back here, and you can see that it's in my section. Again, we talked about this briefly last time. If you wanted to just create a link, you can just right-click it. So say I want to send off this schedule, I can just right-click, copy link to the page, go back here, put the link in. Now teachers have access to this link, this notebook, and only this one, only this link will come up. It shows that I have other things, but they won't have access to that. They'll just have access to this this page. Okay, are there any questions about that? So with mine, you can see here on the left that I have the collaboration space, and I have all my sections here, and then I have my content library and all my sections here. What you would have is you'll have your staff names underneath. So it'll look a little bit more like my class notebook, where I have student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4, but you just have your teachers instead. So if I want to share things with all my teachers, for example, if I have a important, maybe they need to fill something out, or have all their students fill something out, and I just want to make sure that all teachers have that, I can go to my content library, and I want them to have lecture 1. I just right-click, and it's the same thing we do with our students, and I can just go distribute page. I can distribute it to my pages for all of my students that I have here. So if I want to put lecture 1 into their homework, I'd now go to student 1, and they got homework, and you can see here on the right, lecture 1 is down there. So that would be the same with your teachers, your colleagues. While we're still on our class notebook page here, this is where you would start to add your students or your teachers. Sorry. So if you want to add or remove teachers, this is where you can begin to do that. You can also just manage your notebooks by clicking Manage Notebooks. As it loads, it will give you options to now manage who's in your notebook and basically give you the troubleshooting things if there's problems here. Or if you want to add more teachers or remove teachers, this is how you can do this as well.
And I'm just going to ask while it's loading, does everyone else see those tabs across their staff notebook, the manage notebooks, the add, remove, and like the distribute page? I don't want to chest on mine because I'm recording my screen. So if someone just wants to unmute and let me know if they see those tabs.
I don't see it.
Who was that?
I don't see it either.
Yeah, I don't. Are you guys in the desktop version?
I am.
Okay.
So if you're in the desktop version and you don't have that, you just need to go to, you can Bing it or Google it, and it would be just an add-on. So if you typed in OneNote Class Notebook add-on, it's just a little download button, and
And then what are the most used add-ons that you come across people using?
For administrators or for educators? or both. I would say learning tools and class notebook are the two biggest add-ons that I've seen. The other ones aren't. As you can see on this one here, you have insert draw view and class notebook, where I've got history as well and review. So these ones are also, I mean, history's quite important, I find. So if you don't have these ones on there, I would suggest finding them. You could also just, I mean, the review one's great as well. So I would quick Google search for OneNote add-ons and just come up and whatever's there. They're all free, so it just depends on what your preference is. But these are the ones that I work with. I don't see many other teachers working with other ones. I think the review one's a great one with the languages and the translate. And also the linked notes is a great little tool as well. So
what were the ones you recommended again, Coulter, that we didn't have? There was class notebook add-on.
Class notebook.
And the management, did we do?
Learning tools has the dictate function. and then review has your translate functions and your language along with linked notes. And history.
Okay, I'm not finding them very easily.
Oh, shoot.
Has anybody tried?
I'm just thinking, I couldn't go through the add-on store. I spoke with Jay this morning. We're not linked to the catalog, apparently, but so someone can give it a try.
I tried, but you need admin access. So,
to download it, Nick?
Yeah, it downloaded, but then to install it, we need IT.
Okay, thank you.
So, could you maybe put in a universal work order for us all to get it, maybe, Stacy? Instead of us all doing it separately?
Yeah, I will. And Nick, can you flip me the link that you were using in an email, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Coulter, sorry.
Oh, no problem. So yeah, this is how I would, I mean, again, it's difficult, sorry, to show you that I don't have teachers here, but my students here, this is, again, how you would sort of organize it. You would have, you could create each tabs for your colleagues, and then on the side, make sure you have your pages that go with it. I think that's
somebody around.
We talked about this morning, Stacey, just kind of going over and setting it up. Did I miss something, or is there something else that we would like to quickly cover while we're still in our class notebook, or staff notebook, sorry?
Okay, I have a question. I typed in a couple of teachers, and then I got some pages in the teachers' names that I don't really want those tabs. So how can I change all of them at once instead of going to each individual teacher? So what came up was professional development and parent communication. Let's say I want to change one of those. If I change it in one, will I change it in all, or do I have to change them all separately?
Yeah, you can go back to your managed notebooks.
And how do I find, I need the add-on for that? Or?
On my screen it has that. I believe if you go to your OneDrive and then
okay. So, I think I know where to go.
And I think that URL I shared at the very beginning also will take you there. If you go
Okay, I've got, under settings, is that where you go to?
And Erica, try the link that I shared.
But I've got the notebook made, so I want to now go back and change
the manage the notebook.
I think you can do that there, though. There was 4 icons that pop up, like add collaborators, etc. I don't want to switch my screen because I'm actually I have another computer with.
Were you able to find that there? I'm sorry, I'm a little I don't know what link you sent.
Just the URL at the very beginning that says the OneNote.com staff notebook edu.
Yep.
It's where you can create, but there was also other icons there, like add users, and I believe you can make some editing in there. But I'm not sure, and I don't want to switch my screen and mess up the recording. So,
so let's see here. Once you do get into
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of right there.
Yeah. So this this is where you would go. This is back in my portal. This is back going to a staff OneNote.
So, Erica, that link I shared with you will take you to that screen where you can manage your notebooks and add or remove.
And instead of going create a notebook, you just go manage notebooks.
Okay.
And then here you can now edit which ones you want in, which ones you don't want in. So this is a second grade one. If I want to take out those, I can do that, but I can take out whichever ones I've created here. You can see all the ones I've created.
I'm just trying to figure this out. I've got all these different links here, Stacy.
No,
So
just
I would go to, can you see my screen?
I posted it again, Erica.
Posted it perfect.
Oh, okay. Can you send it to me again?
It's in the chat room. It's in the very bottom.
Okay.
So we don't have the app, but this is the link that will take you that way.
Yeah, this is the workaround.
Okay. Until we get the app.
And so you can do, when you're managing them, this is where you can now add sections as well. So like you wanted to delete all the sections, you can also add all sections too. You can see my screen here. It just says add section. Now I can add a new section, or I can, that's there.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yep. And you should be able to delete the section as well. It's not letting me delete my section here, but I know you can do that here.
Yeah, it does let you, because I was practicing. And as well, as soon as you start adding the teachers or your staff to the staff notebook, they get a notification in their email, because I did test it out with in the one I created. So you don't have to send out an individual email. It'll notify the staff for you.
So because I just added a few teachers just to see what would happen. So they're going to get an email.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, are we okay with this? Are we able to move on? Or any more questions with the OneNote?
You can unmute your mic, or you can put a question in the chat pod.
Okay, well, if we want to go back at all, please, if you think of a question later on, please let me know and we can head back. But for now, we can move on to just the new add-ons, or the new sort of 2016 PowerPoint, which has got some really cool things that that are happening with it, and some interesting ways to sort of start presenting to your colleagues, to having your colleagues create these things too, to share with the teachers if they need it, or with their families if they need it, and even just to pass it off forward to your colleagues to get your students working on this. So I'm actually going to open up a new one. So the first I wanted to show you was the mix, the Office mix, which is your screen recording. So you're able to talk and make a quick little recording about your screen. I had done this one here earlier today that I just wanted to, so I don't have to do it again. Okay, just going to test this out, see how we go. Open up browsers, get OneNote set up. OneNote 2016, and you can show OneNote Windows 10, just because they like to confuse people between the two. Browser. And so that's sort of, you can see that my mouse is moving around and I'm talking about it. I didn't actually do the full screen, so I'll show you how I did that right here. So I opened up a new browser, I went to Mix, and then, sorry, not a new browser, a new PowerPoint, and I went to screen recording. And then it gives you the option, you can see on the outskirts that I have a red line. I want to select the area to make it a little bit bigger, so you can see my whole screen. Clicking the icons on the bottom, and then I just hit record. Gives you a little countdown. And you know what? Because I'm not on a new screen, it's not going to let me do this. I need a new slide. Oh no, it's letting me go. Perfect. So now I can just talk about it, and then when I finish, or I want to pause, I can pause it, and then do something else and change it up, or I can completely stop it. If you want to have a larger pointer, you can also have a larger pointer, or cursor, sorry. And then I feel like I'm done, so I'm just going to hit stop, and up comes this little video. And you know what? It's because I'm not on a new screen. It's not going to let me do this. I need a new slide. So it does let you do it even if you're not. I thought it was on a different screen. So yeah. So there's your little video that you've created. Think of it as what I've done here. I can show you a little tutorial that I did.
And Coulter, sorry, did we have a length limitation on that?
No, I don't know a length limitation. I've done up to about 25 minutes on one. So I don't see a length limitation happening for that. It just depends on how much space you have on your computer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So for you admin who have e-learning teachers, this would be a really great tutorial for the screencast software that some of them are looking for. It's free, generally wouldn't be lecturing for more than, half an hour. And so this is a great resource we can start sharing.
And then once you save it, it just comes out to a nice little video that looks like this. On how to get or find your course badges, and so yeah, just on the topic of redeeming code. So what I did there was I just went to File, and there's a different ways you can do this. You can compress the media to make it a little bit smaller, so you can maximize all the space. So if you got not too much space on your computer, you can compress it. But read what it says here. It says that the embedded subtitles or audio tracks might or will be removed. So this is basic. If you just have a basic video like one that I just did, this is what you would do to maximize the space on your hard drive. What I've been doing when I create these, I go to export, and then I export by creating a video, and then I decide on which one I like, which one I want. If I want the Ultra HD, if I want the Full HD, just the regular HD, the standard. But right now I can use the standard. You can also change the timings as well here, record timings and narrations, or whatever you like. You can also present it for a CD, and you can create handouts as well. Handouts would be a little bit different, but you can create handouts. You can put slides in the notes in a Word document, as you can see here. But it's just good to know that that's under the export function. So when you create the video, and then you can just, it creates this video, you save it as an MPEG-4, and then wherever you want to save it. You can save it to my desktop today, and it should be there. Just under presentation 2, there it is. So it's quite a nice, simple way to screen record what you're doing. Just a really easy platform. One other thing you can do if you decide that you don't want to do that and you have a slide deck that you'd rather present that you've created, but you want to talk over it. So if you already have a slide deck that you've created, you can actually record your slides. That's also in the mix function, and you just go to slide recording, which is a little bit different. It just records each audio slide that you have. So I have one here that I can show you. It is under one. So here's my slide deck on the left, and when I hit play up here, every slide I have, I just hit enter. You're just starting out. You will be prompted, and now I'd like to show you. Once you click on your name. So that's just the way that you would do that. Again, it's a really simple way. I can quickly show you how to do that. There's a few slides down here that don't have any recordings. You can see the stars on the left. Oh, those are animations. I thought those were audio notes. So if I just went here and go mix.
So Coulter, when you were pressing on those slides, as soon as you go on to the slide, the audio automatically starts to play?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, correct. So here you can see this is my slide recording. This is just it's on the same slide that I saved and exported a while ago. I'm just going to hit record. Say this is a test. Just gonna stop it here. And you can see on the right here I've got audio things. If I need a camera as well, I could use a camera. So I could record myself on the slides, which could be a nice, again, a fun little thing for students as well. But you can also edit the slide recording. This is the big thing with editing the slide recording. You can't edit the screen recording. So once you create the screen recording, it's a one-shot deal. It's you have to export it into a new program if you slip up. So for example, we've been creating a lot of these YouTube videos or small YouTube tutorials that are about 3 minutes long, and it's a little bit challenging because if you make a mistake or if you say too many times, you gotta stop, or if you might just do something yourself, so you just stop, and there's no way of in the program, there's no way of going back 5 seconds and starting again. You have to just delete the whole thing and start again. Unless you import it into, what we've been doing with our YouTube videos has been importing it into an Adobe player and been editing it through there. But the nice thing about the screen recorder or the slide recordings is that you can edit your audio. You can turn the slide recording and you can do all that here. You can also add some side notes as well, but yeah, that's just a simple side note if you want to do it. You can talk about while you're there, or you want to have maybe captions. So I'm going to close, and yeah, I knew it was audio. And you can see here on the right, I have my audio. I can test it out. Say this is a test. Just gonna stop it here. And you can see when I click that, I've got playback up here. That only happens when you are on an audio. And now I can play and trim and do all this within here. So there's a bunch of different options, and here's where you can insert your captions. So again, that's the slide recording, not the screen recording. If by chance you are unable to get mix on your screen, you can also do it through insert. Don't ask me why, but insert, you also have screen recording over here. And you also have audio as well. Don't ask me why, it's the exact same thing, as you can see. It's just, now it's found in 2 separate places, possibly because some people aren't able to get the mix, but you can see the mix has a bunch of different things here. You can upload it differently. You can insert other videos. So it's a little bit, quizzes and video apps. Again, we were chatting about this earlier, Stacy. This is a good little thing to insert if you need a quick little poll. You might have a firewall that's blocked it. As Stacy, you were unable to get that today, correct? But if you want to just do a quick little poll, I'm sure it's just a quick chat to your IT guy. And now you have your questions here. And you can get a little poll set up.
Yeah, so like I said, I did try to do some of these add-ons, and the board isn't linked to the catalog, and now we know we need admin rights when we go offline or go online. So I will definitely get this straightened out for you guys.
Perfect. Are there any questions about the mix, screen recordings, slide recordings? Again, you can see here there's different ways to export videos. You can do it here as well. And it's a little bit different, but it's just right in front of you now. So it's a little bit different from when I went to file and export. That's just the common way to do it. So.
Sorry, it's Jody Kaczynski. I'm trying to bring up the presentation, the PowerPoint. Can you only get those things if you're not doing it if you're doing it on your computer, not online?
Yeah, sorry, this is in a desktop version.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was just double checking.
Yeah.
It's not coming to mine. I'm one of those ones with the slow internet, so I'll be here for another half hour. It's all good.
There is talk of mix being, it should be into your online version quite shortly, but it's not there yet. So I have an updated online one, and this is what my online or my browser-based PowerPoint looks like. So you can see that I'm missing some of these things.
Yeah, it actually did. I was being sarcastic, and it kicked me in the teeth because it came up. And yeah, I do have a mix, so I'm quite
pleased. Oh, great. Wonderful. Good to hear. So one thing, are there any more questions about sort of this? We're a little bit ahead of time. I was quickly playing around with this. I thought maybe today I could quickly show you with maybe 5 minutes, I could quickly show you how some things work with, because the program's quite new, they do add some new animations and things. And they also do the charts. I find can be really helpful as well, especially if well, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be helpful for you, but I thought I'd quickly, if I did have extra time, quickly show you some charts.
Yeah, the charts would be good, Coulter, because we have a lot of data. So
yeah, so you can do it again with these things. There's a bunch of different ways that you can go around and find your way there. You can obviously click on these tabs here when it opens up. But I'm going to exit that, and I'm going to just insert a chart. So the nice thing is about this is when I add the chart, it opens up. You can see when it's loading, it gives me some different templates, and I'm going to choose. Oh, it's giving me a tutorial here. This isn't what I want. There it is. I don't know why that didn't come up the first time. So I can now add different types of charts if I want. So that's just a simple insert add chart. And then from here, so I'm just going to do a column chart. From here, it'll open up your Excel program on the bottom. So if you already have your data, you can now add or copy and paste your data over here. So if I want Siri, you can see that it'll actually update it in real time too. So I'm going to put that to 1, and we can see that it dropped right away. So if you have any, you can see this 4 one, drop that to 1. This is where you would, again, it's a little bit, it's simple if you have your data already created. It's just a right click and copy your numbers into it. You can do that in a variety of different ways too, by just being able to have having Excel open on the side. There it is. And yeah, so that's just a nice little quick tool to use if you want to. A nice quick tool to use if you want to have your charts really created quickly for you. You can also create your own charts. So so let's say I want to have just my tabs. Okay, tabs. So I hit right click and I did format shape. I can now fill in these different colors. I can now change in each tab. Think of each tab as your own little thing. If I want to highlight them all and change them all, I can highlight all of these, and now I can change the whole. I can now change all these here, same color. You can also do your text options. So I can change my text. So you can do different things for your text options as well. We have those. So that's just a simple right click on your cells and format shape. That comes up. You can also find that in design as well, if you want to have it a little bit different. You can also go to quick styles and change your fonts. But again, this is time consuming to get the aesthetics there, but it's just a nice simple way to be able to sort of have these options to create these charts. Those are shapes, reflections, don't need that. So yeah, that's just a quick way to, again, create charts and create your own charts. There are different, as you can see, as this one is strictly a, you can also insert it through here, going insert, there's your key. Everyone see how I did that? Any questions on that? There are other options as well when you're in here, and you go to design, and then you can go to, oh, I'll take this away. For background, design, edit data. So if you didn't have your data in front of you, and say you exited out, you can see I exited out of my my chart. You can go to design here and edit data here. And this is where you have your data that you can edit. You can edit your data there. So see how I exited out? How do I get this back? How do I change this? It's under design, edit data. You do need to make sure that you are clicked on the picture though, or on the chart. If you're not clicked on the chart, you can see that nothing comes up. So it does recognize it when you're clicked on the chart. This design comes up. You can see there's two designs at the top of the screen. It's the one on the right, and then we do edit data. You can also change your charts here.
What about the naming conventions, Coulter? So, you've got chart title and you just have categories by number.
So
just click on it?
Those are just text boxes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry?
Nope. Okay, just click on it.
Yep. The categories are a little bit different, but I would say that those are, since this one you can edit the title, and to edit the charts you can go to design. Where did it go? I did play around with this today and I was able to do this. The quick workaround would just be to insert a text box. But delete all that. You know what, Stacy? I am not sure on how you can edit the bottom categories.
Okay, that's okay. But I did, so you can then edit the X and Y axis data. I saw. There you go.
Yeah.
Chart elements.
Yeah, you can edit these differently a little bit if you like. There's your access for. You can now title the access there.
Okay.
Should have enabled it. Access titles. Yeah. You can just, so let's say what I did here was I just clicked the plus button and the chart elements, and then I was able to do the access titles, and now I can do there's my access title there, there's my access title there.
I wonder if you change the heading in the Excel spreadsheet, if it changes it.
That's a good call.
So instead of category, if we said like EKO or something.
There it is. Yep, good call. Okay. That's exactly what you do. You got to go back to your Excel and change it there.
There, I've earned my keep today.
Well done. Great. Yeah, and that goes for all these series here as well. Yep. Perfect. Any questions on the charts? Again, this is just a nice, simple way to sort of have your data exposed to your colleagues. And again, you can always add these into your slide recordings or your screen recordings as well. You can also add comments to these as well if you want. So it's just under Insert, Comment, and now you can comment. Now you can see that there's a comment up there. Teachers can reply. You can work together with that. That goes for all slides as well. That doesn't have to just be I can make a comment for this particular one. So once again, this is something that you can share. You can share with all your educators as well. So make sure that, again, if you only want PowerPoint, do you want editing rights or viewing rights only? You can share it from the top right there, but you can also just go to File there, and then depending on how you want to share it. This is going to take me through little steps because it's not actually shared to my OneDrive yet, or saved to my OneDrive. So if we want to have it run a working document, we need to make sure that it's saved in the OneDrive. Okay, are there any questions with the PowerPoint? I'm getting a little bit of feedback from you guys. Is there any, I think it feels like it's going into the microphone. Do you hear that on my end, or is it just?
I'm good here. Just check the chat. There's no questions. We have about 10 minutes left. Does anyone have anything specific they'd like Coulter to address? It doesn't have to be around what we've just learned, which is the staff notebook or the PowerPoint or anything like that. Do you have any questions that we can, because this is the last scheduled session we actually have with Coulter. So if you've got any outstanding questions, now would be a good time to ask. You've taught everyone so well, Coulter. Everyone's got it.
I hope so. Please feel free to reach out to Stacy or myself, and she can direct questions to me, or you can just contact me directly if you have any questions for this stuff. PowerPoint is really cool. They've really taken off with some cool things. I know Stacy and I were chatting about the animations, and I know we just mentioned it, but they do have some 3D stuff now.
I was just going to say, maybe show them that. I could see this for our math needs. I know, Kathleen, I was wondering if you would spot that. I wasn't able to locate it in our platform, but if you want to just show what the potential is.
Sure. So you can just choose model. You can actually import other things too, and you can actually change things from like a 2D into a 3D with just adding some shades and stuff like that. That takes a little bit of time. I'm just going to insert one thing here. Here we go. And now here's my 3D model. So
that has a lot of potential for our students.
Yeah, it's a really fun way to now begin to start teaching, and that's just a bear.
What about the shapes? Can you show the shapes, please, Coulter, for the math?
So the shapes.
Did we not have 3D shape cubes? No, sorry, I thought it was the.
Well, then you need to now go format shape, and you can do 3D format, and now we can build these into 3D formats. The issue with that is because it's not giving you that, it doesn't give you the full turnaround. I believe there's an option to do that, though. Let's see here. And there's my 3D rotation. There it is.
Okay. So this morning, when we were looking at, so this is under draw, right?
This is under
or
insert.
Insert. So under 3D models, was there shapes under 3D models? Like, could you search for a cube or a prism or a cylinder?
You have to import that from your file. You could have to do that from your. Let's see, actually, what the biggest ones that I play with are the cool ones, so the sharks and the tigers. Let's see here. There you go.
So, Kath and Leslie, that might make you happy with, in terms of for our math learners. I saw that this morning, and I could see the implications for us.
So again, that's just one of the options. You can actually create any shape, and as you saw it with me, and what I did here was that you can create any shape that you want, and you can build it into a 3D shape just by right-clicking and going into shape options, or sorry, format shape, and then this is where you get your options to do that as well. So this works with everything. You can also do that here. You can change this. You can change the size. You can change things like that.
Perfect.
Okay. So it's a little bit about playing around with it a little, and just sort of going through it. The nice thing is it is user friendly. There are a lot of tabs though. So I would make sure that you do play around with it before you start submitting some things, but it's quite simple, right? If I just want it, as you can see here, it's not necessarily rocket science, but it is just time and take some time to play around with it. And get used to it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Coulter, thank you so much. You hit all our objectives in a really timely manner today, and I think I know that we'll see a lot of staff moving their OneNotes over to Staff Notebook. So I think on that note, we'll have Coulter stay on the line for just a few more moments. If anyone has any direct questions they want to stay behind and ask, we'll definitely be here. If not, I have recorded this session and I'll resend the links and the video as soon as it's done. And thanks everyone for coming out and giving us an hour of your time today. So thank you, and feel free to stay behind and ask questions.
Thanks everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks so much, Coulter. Thanks, Stacy.
Thanks, Colton. Pleasure. Thanks, Stace.
No problem.
Cool. I have a query. It's not necessarily Microsoft related, but I'm trying to find a really great snipping tool that I can snip within the internet. Also snip, Word documents, PDFs, and things like that. The ones that I have found are web-based and will only let you snip within a website. Just finding if there's anything out there that you use.
I only use a snipping tool. A snipping tool.
And Chris, are you updated to Windows 10 now, Chris?
I don't know.
Because I know I had to get it added back on. My snipping tool disappeared when I was running a previous.
What was
Windows
that?
version.
Is that snips?
Snipping
tool?
Yeah,
It's
like
just
the little.
Yeah, I just use snipping tool. It's literally called snipping tool.
Yeah, so the
It
works great.
It does. Yeah, it works great. It's quite easy. One thing I had a problem with though is I lost the function of it being at the top of my screen. So I always have to go down here now and type in snipping tool.
I just added it to my taskbar though. If you add it to your taskbar,
I could do that too. I don't use it enough to add it to my I like it up here. You're right. I could add it to my taskbar.
But how do you get to that? Sorry.
So I just on your search function in your what kind of computer you have? Well, either way, any search function for your whatever's on your hard drive, just type in snipping tool, or it comes up to be a snip.
I know Chris did have it, but it went missing. Did it pop back up, Chris?
Well, that's one that I downloaded called Snip, but that it keeps on disappearing, and they're not supporting it past May 1st, so I can't download
this
it.
one. Yeah, this one. Just put a work order in too that your snipping tool has disappeared from your actual programs.
Yeah, well, here it is. Your snipping tool.
Yeah, I thought it was under accessories. That's where I found it for mine.
Yeah, it's coming up here now. I'll just play around with it. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, the ladies helped you there. No, it is a good tool. It's really simple. You can copy it, which is nice. You can copy and directly put it into like a PowerPoint or something, or you can also save the file. It's really user friendly.
Okay, thanks so much for that. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm gonna play around with PowerPoint again. I always have been going to Google. That's been my default. So this is gonna be good.
Yeah, PowerPoint's really up. They've really upped the game. I was sort of anti-PowerPoint because it takes a long time to build these things, but we were sort of forced to build. You saw those short tutorials that I was building, and we were forced to use PowerPoint. And I was like, oh wow, this is super easy and it's user friendly. Just I don't know why. It just maybe because it was the lazy part of me, and I'd rather use like Sway. Just this, I mean, once you actually have this, my presentation is much better than my Sway. Sway is good for a quick thing, but this is this brings it up a nice big notch. So.
Very cool. Hey, thanks so much, Coulter.
Pleasure, anytime.